A young preacher is a person who takes on the responsibility of preaching in sermons, whether that be to the congregation or to maybe even a youth club. So you go through this program where they teach you about the importance of sermons, the importance of a young preacher while you're taking on the responsibility and so on. Once you've gone through that program, you get a licensing from the bishop and then ta-da, you're a young preacher. I wanted to get involved because I've always felt a calling towards preaching, and I've always found sermons interesting as I was brought up in the church. I've been baptized here, I've grown up in the community here, I lived here. So it's all kind of added on to the point where I just wanted to be involved, and I've always felt a calling ever since I was young. So I just wanted to give myself the opportunity to feed into it, I guess. I think I want everybody to know about the experience that it's okay not to be okay. And I feel like it's become very taboo to not tell people that you're not doing as well as you say you are. And I feel like nobody ever finishes their walk in faith. And when you're taking on this responsibility, you're having your walk with faith. So I feel like it's important to understand that you're still going to be tested and you're still going to have trials, but you shouldn't allow that doubt and that fear that comes with those trials and tribulations to cloud your mind when it comes to your program. So I just want everyone to know that you're going to be tested in your spiritual life and everything. So make sure that you find support for yourself and make sure to love yourself before you put the love of others before you. I used to have a TikTok account where I would dedicate it to just spreading stuff about prayers or even just my own little sermons in my notes app. And I would just put that out there just for people to find their own way to be more integrated, because I'm not gonna lie, my screen time, horror. But I feel like that's with everybody nowadays, and I feel like it was just a way for me to use my time and my knowledge to just reach out in a type of way. And I think with the mental health prospect of it, it's not even just about with mental health, because I know that in these young years with your puberty and your hormones and stuff like that, and you're changing and you're facing a very lot of change, and there's new chapters and stuff like that. You have to find a grounding for yourself and find a foundation for yourself, whether that be through family or friends or even just a hobby. So I like reading, which doesn't seem like it because I'm not a quiet person, but I do like reading. And I also find solace in my family, whether that be through talking with my brother or my sister, because they're the closest people. And I feel like your family knows you more than you know yourself. So I feel like just finding your own foundation really helps you in these times. I feel like my role as a young preacher kind of makes me a role model for the other people in the church. And obviously that's its own responsibility in itself, with me also being head server. But I think that it just makes me a role model for other people. And me preaching and being able to reach out to younger years, especially me being a young person, I think it's just kind of a booster for other people to find their faith and to find what they've been searching for in themselves. I think the support that I get from this church is amazing, and I think even with just talking to me and supporting with me, after my sermons I always get praise, which I really do enjoy, and people give me pointers as well. Lydia introduced me to this app where I was able to look into the next week's reading. I was able to just do some digging for myself even when I'm not preaching, and that enabled me to just implement it in my conversations with other people. So I think that just those kind of small things all amount to just a really big support system for me.